Hey, y'all, making friends as a gay man can feel like navigating uncharted territory. Have you ever wondered where you truly stand with people in the gay community? As one of my clients says, sometimes he feels like an alien in a human body, like he doesn't know how to be around other gay people. So if this is you, let's talk about it. In this video, I'm going to break it all down with what I call the solar system of relationships. Imagine your relationships are planets in the solar system, each with his own level of closeness, trust, and investment. Whether you're building new friendships or figuring out how to handle those tricky connections, this framework will give you clarity and confidence. Not only that, but in the description, I'm going to give you a tool that you can make a copy of and edit yourself. In this metaphor that I've come up with, it's possible that not all of the scenarios are exactly how you see them in your life. That's okay. Everyone's life is different. So you can click that link and make a copy of it and edit it as you wish, but make it suit you. This has been so helpful for me. And I actually got this metaphor originally from my brother-in-law, John, who came up with this metaphor himself of kind of seeing different people in his life on different planets. I just took that idea and ran with it and fleshed it out. And the reason I like it is because it helps me to realize that not everyone is either in my life or out of my life. There are variants, right? Like I can have some people closer and other people further away. And that doesn't mean that I'm good and they're bad or vice versa. It just means that in order for me to love certain people, I need to put them at an arm's length. And that's not a bad thing. So by the end of this journey, you'll know exactly how to map out your relationships, protect your energy, and create a community that feels as vibrant and as safe as you deserve. So let's get going. On what planet are people in your life? Here are 5 questions to ask. What type of information do you share with the different people in your life? What would you do for these people? What sort of time do you spend with them? How vulnerable are you with them? What level of trust do you share with them? But first, I want to talk about transportation. Okay, the solar system is equipped with public transportation. Let's just pretend. Okay, you can transport anyone as far out as you want without their consent. So if someone violates your boundaries, you can send them to Pluto. Yes, Pluto is still a planet. Thank you very much. However, you usually need consent in order to bring people closer to the sun, right? People don't. You're on the sun in this metaphor, by the way. You are the sun, if that wasn't clear. You can send people out as far as you want. No is a complete sentence. Typically, though, you don't need their permission for that, but typically you need people's permission in order to bring them closer. Now, transportation to or from planets can happen any day, anytime, and it's unlimited. You can bring them closer to the sun, further away from the sun, however you wish. And not everyone has to know which planet they live in your solar system, and explanations are rarely necessary. I mean, sometimes they are, right? Let's just think of a dramatic example. If you break, not a dramatic, this is a very real example for most of us. If you go through a breakup, you should probably tell your partner that you're breaking up with them. But that's actually a really good example, okay? So if you want a significant other, you need their consent in order to be in the relationship. But if you want to break up with them, you don't need their consent to break up with them. You're going to put them on a further away planet. Does that make sense? All right. So if you want, when you're listening to this, feel free to take notes. Who belongs on each planet in your solar system? By the way, you might want to pause this and just click the link to make a copy of the chart and go through it with us. Now, the chart is kind of each planet and answering those 5 questions on who belongs on that planet. And the reason it's editable is because you can edit yourself. If the metaphors don't speak to you specifically, then edit them as you see fit. What are some ways of setting boundaries with these people? What are some ways of inviting people closer to the sun? What are some ways of knowing which planet people are on? We're going to talk about the walk-away test. I don't know if we're done. And let's talk about the walk-away test now. The walk-away test is this. I absolutely love this. The walk-away test is this. After you spend some time with someone and you walk away with them, how do you feel? If you feel energized and good and joyful, maybe that person belongs on a closer planet. If you feel like you're questioning, "Ooh, why did I say this? Or what do they mean by that?" And you just kind of feel uneasy, maybe they belong on a planet further away. So, like, I'll just say, like, my mom, for example, is and has always been on the first planet. I'm lucky in that way. My partner is also on the first planet. I would bury a dead body for these people, right? Metaphorically speaking, my friends, metaphorically speaking. And so, when I walk away from them, I feel light. I feel good. I feel grateful. I feel joyful, right? And of course, not always, right? No one's perfect, but for the most part, right? However, I can think of someone that was in my life that when every single time I walked away from them, I questioned, like, what do they mean by that? Were they laughing with me or at me? Wow, they talk a lot of crap about a lot of people. What do they say about me behind my back? And so finally, I moved them to a different planet and I stopped inviting them to things, right? So that is the walk away test. Feel free to use it as you see fit. Oh, I need to share my screen again. Okay, so you'll see in the upper right hand corner, the sun is you. Okay. You are the sun. And these are the 5 questions. What information do you share with yourself? Well, all information because it's you. Now, that being said, you might want to become more mindful of yourself. You might want to journal. You might want to meditate. Those things can help you to even understand the information about yourself even more. What would you do for them? Well, hopefully you prioritize self care and growth. Time investment, well, you're always with yourself, always, 100% of the time. So be kind to yourself. How vulnerable are you with yourself? Okay, this is kind of what I said about information that's shared. Mindfulness is key. Be mindful. Level of trust, trust your instinct. And the more you listen to your gut and are able to separate your gut from fear, your intuition from fear, the louder that gut becomes. Trust me, as someone who's come out of the closet, I fully understand that to be true, right? And now that I work with gay men and help gay men to free themselves from religious shame, the more I work with other people, the more I am able to trust my own gut as well. I just hear it more. So that's just the sun. Who is on the first planet? Now, again, when you make a copy of this, guys and gals and theys and thems, you can, if this doesn't resonate with you, you can change it, right? You can change it. But people on this first planet, what would you share with them? Almost anything. Like my partner, I would share my deepest secrets and my dreams and ambitions with them. So there, I would bury a dead body for him. What would I do for him? I would do anything. He is one of 2 people who, even if my phone is on do not disturb, actually, I think he's the only person that this is true. My phone rings, even if it's on do not disturb, when he calls. All right. I would support him in a crisis. Okay. Time investment. I'm willing to drop anything to spend time with him. I can be completely emotionally open with him. I 100% trust him. I can trust him with my life. I only have 2 or 3 people on this planet, and it's a small planet, okay? In this solar system, let's just pretend that each planet that goes out is bigger than the last, than the one that's closer to the sun. On the 8th planet, people that are completely out of my life, the majority of the world. I either don't know them or I've intentionally cut them out of my life. But that's the majority of people in the world, right? The people that I'd bury a dead body for, few and far between, right? So think about that. Planet 2, my metaphor, take it or leave it. Let's go to dinner. I would go to dinner with several people one on one. I'd share personal thoughts and feelings, but some boundaries would remain, wouldn't necessarily tell them everything. Um, I would give them emotional support. I would help them personally. I would advise them if they ask for it. I can think of my friend Aaron. He is on the second planet. He and I send voice memos back to each other, you know, multiple times a week. I've shared very personal things with him that I wouldn't share with people necessarily on the third planet. So for me, I would have, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 people on this planet. And it does change, right? There are people that when I used to live in Los Angeles, there were different people that were on the second planet. for no bad reason. We've just sort of lost touch. That's okay. So maybe now they're on planet 3 or 4. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being on planet 3 or 4 instead of 2. But like, I don't have the emotional capacity to be that close to that many people. The planet's not big enough. Do you see where I'm going with this? It's not a bad thing. It just means that I don't really have the emotional capacity for everyone to be on planet 2. Now, planet 3, come to my dinner party. Maybe I do a small game night. Maybe I'm going to invite 5 or 10 people over. These aren't people that I would necessarily, share my deepest, darkest secrets with, or even share some vulnerable moments with, like on planet 2. But you know what? I enjoy their company. I trust them. I would help them with, I might help them move. Social settings, small gatherings, some emotional sharing, but semi surface level things, right? I'm comfortable with them. Maybe not super deep, dark secrets. Okay, now I can invite more people to my wedding than I can invite to a dinner party. And again, when you make a copy of this, you can edit this. Maybe you never want to get married. So maybe that's not true. Or maybe you want to get married, but you only want to invite 5 or 10 people. So then maybe your planet 3 is your wedding. You know what I mean? So you get to decide. This is just what works for me. General life updates, avoiding personal topics, right? Celebrate big life events. Maybe some like family, like maybe some cousins or aunts and uncles might be on the 4th planet. You enjoy them, but you're not super close. Now, planet 5 is like, okay, I can only invite, let's say, 150 people to my wedding. You're on the wait list, right? So it's like, I'm going to be polite with you, generic information, but I'm going to keep the conversation safe. Again, you can change that metaphor if it doesn't work for you. Polite trust, but no expectations of reliability. Planet 6, I'm on this wedding um, thing right now, I guess. But on planet 6, like, oh my God, do I have to invite them? Those are the people that's like, my mom asked me to invite them, right? Like, I'm obligated to like them. I'm obligated to be polite to them, but I don't really care. Minimal trust. Engagement is polite. I'm polite with them, but I'm not going to be super personable, and that's okay. Let's be social media friends on planet 7. I can't tell you how many people I am connected with on Instagram and Facebook, for example, that like, I don't really know you. And and ask yourself this, like, what does this mean in your life? Maybe those are the people that you wave to at the gym. Maybe it's the checkout lady that asks how your weekend was because you see her every Saturday morning at the grocery store. It's people that you're polite with that you kind of know, but you don't know very well. You wouldn't really go out of your way necessarily to help them. By the way, let's remember, you can move people to a different planet, right? So even if someone's on planet 7, like that gym crush you have is on planet 7 today, maybe someday he'll be on your planet 1. I don't know. You get to decide. It's your life with their consent. I'm sorry. Do I know you? These are people that you literally don't know or that you've cut out of your life because you don't want to know, right? And so I'm thinking of an ex I have. Like I've blocked him on social media because I don't ever need to see his face again, right? It's better that way for both of us, right? Can I love him? I can love him. Not on planet 1, I can't, right? Boundaries are in place for us to freely love whatever planet they're on. Some people, I can freely love them on planet 1, a select couple. Some people need to be on planet 6 for me to love them, right? Like I can love someone that I've cut out of my life respectfully. I'm not going to gossip about them, right? I'm going to, I wish them well, but I never need to see them again. Okay. Why is this helpful, right? Why is this helpful? Well, I hope it's helpful. I think this is helpful because it gives us the invitation to move people around, right? It gives us more power than we're used to having, right? So here is where I'm going to leave you, y'all. I strongly suggest editing that document below so it fits your needs with metaphors that resonate with you if you want to change them. And then take some time and ask, like, where are current people now? Like, where are people now in my life? Who is on my first planet, right? Who is on my second, third, fourth, all the way to like, who are people I never need to see again, right? Do as much of that work as you want. That's what you do first. And then you can kind of plot out the solar system that you wish you had. Oh, I noticed that I only have one person on my planet one, but I really want a partner. Allow yourself to desire that person. Maybe there's a vacancy on planet one, right? When you want an apartment, for example, you don't know that an apartment's available until you see it on Zillow, right? So put it out in the universe that there's an opening on your first planet. Put it out in the universe, right? Allow those people to be attracted to you, you know? I hope this was helpful. Um, if we're just meeting, well, I'm so glad you're here. My name is Eric Feltes. I'm a life coach. I help other gay men free themselves from religious shame. I hope this is helpful. And if so, reach out to me. I'm going to put my email down below. You can email me, eric@lifecoachingbyfeltus.com. If you want to dig deeper into how you can build a community as a gay man, email me the word help. Let's talk. If you want to dig deeper on what I offer, and you think that you could get some help with this, I also have a link down below to book a call with me. So request to book a call with me. Again, I'm Eric Feltes. I'm a life coach. I help gay men free themselves from religious shame. Things that I work on more than anything with other men. I work on building friendships and community, intimacy. We work on building confidence and feeling good about who you are and being happy. At the end of the day, we all want to be happy. Now, shame, it plays a massive role in our lives, especially if we grew up feeling like being gay is wrong, right? And so, that being said, um, shame will make us feel bad about ourselves. It'll make us feel like we're not enough, like we're alone in this. It might affect our sex life. Um, it might make it hard for us to make friends. Maybe you've come out, but you're like, I still don't know how to make friends with gay men. What I've given you is helpful, I hope, but it's not a silver bullet. It's not going to change your life completely. This is why we need a community. We need a community, right? So click the link to book a call with me, and I can't wait to meet you. All right, y'all. See you soon. Bye.